Doc, good to be with you again, my friend. I'm not since those crazy days of Biden's mandated vaccinations have we done a segment, but really good to have you. So tell us about tariffs and how the wellness companies making sure we can get the drugs we need and not get screwed by tariffs.
You know, for decades, the Chinese, with their government support, have undercut U.S. manufacturers, Eric, and almost all the ingredients and the production of pharmaceuticals is outside the United States. China is the biggest source. And now we're in trouble because with these tariffs, China has tremendous leverage. And, you know, Trump can't tell companies to start making products. But the Chinese government can clearly tell their companies what to do. So at the wellness company, we have 2 pharmacies, one in Boca Raton for the medical emergency kits. Patients can, you know, pre-purchase these, get big supplies. The field kit has the biggest supply of critical antibiotics and other drugs. And then we have memberships. Both the middle and higher tier memberships offer free generic drugs through our Beaumont, Texas pharmacy. We have ample supplies, no plans to raise prices. People ought to get memberships now, get the kits. I'm telling all my patients to be ready, have a little bit more of a supply for chronic medications so we don't get burned with price increases and actually shortages.
Yeah, Doc, and the globe has become so, let's call it interwoven, especially with with healthcare and with drugs. But so a healthcare system that relies on a foreign supply chain to provide critical prescription drugs, almost a national security threat. Wellness companies in the right place at the right time to make sure that doesn't happen to the folks who sign up, right?
That's right. It's critical. You know, we're a national resource, international company. For decades now, the FDA, Department of Commerce, have been asleep at the switch, not protecting generic drug manufacturing. When you look at what Elon Musk has uncovered and the waste, fraud, and abuse, boy, you think actually a government investment in generic drug manufacturing in the United States would be a wonderful investment in national security. And now I think we're learning this lesson.
Yeah. Do you think President Trump's threat of tariffs on foreign pharmaceuticals will actually be effective in bringing manufacturing of those much needed drugs, maybe all drugs, back into the United States?
It depends what it does to price. So if generic drugs are far more expensive and there's enough margin, sure, it'll come back to the United States, but it won't be quick. I think in the short term, we ought to have some private-public partnerships, have some of our big companies, whether it's Teva in Israel, Glenmark and others. We ought to have some generic companies kind of on the short list for national security support and make sure we have enough drugs and drug supply for diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, critical cancer drugs. As an internist and cardiologist, over 90% of what I prescribe is generic.
You know, it's really good. And you have such a great team of doctors yourself, just such high-level physicians, medical doctors. Dr. Drew is there, too. Dr. Victory as well. How'd you amass such a great team?
I give credit to Foster Colson. He's the founder, and our CEO is Peter Galuli. We do have a top team. We have all the specialties covered with. We added Alex Diaz, now formerly the top U.S. immigration doctor, to really open up the Hispanic world for us. He's incredibly articulate, bilingual, and he's a pediatric allergist, immunologist. He's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, you got them all covered, Doc. You got them all covered. The Wellness Company. Appreciate your time, Dr. McCullough. Really good to see you. Get you back and talk about some other stuff. And you got a limo waiting for you to get to an airport. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks.